The Ferris wheel was never supposed to change my life. It was only meant to be another ride at the annual hometown summer fair, another nostalgic stop during the high school reunion that everyone insisted I attend. But when the giant wheel suddenly shuddered, groaned, and stopped at its highest point, the woman who had once been my impossible teenage dream completely fell apart. The fearless girl everyone remembered for her confidence suddenly panicked, climbed into my lap without thinking, wrapped both arms around my neck, and held on as though I was the only safe place left in the world. In that silent moment above the glowing carnival lights, I realized that some stories don't begin with fireworks, they begin with fear, forgiveness, and the courage to trust someone again. If you believe kindness can heal old wounds and that second chances sometimes arrive when we least expect them, please take a moment to like this video, leave a comment, share it with someone who needs hope today, and subscribe to Kindness Corner for more emotional stories that remind us how powerful compassion can be. It had been 12 years since graduation, and returning to my hometown felt stranger than I expected. The streets looked smaller, the school seemed older, and the memories I had buried so carefully returned with surprising clarity. During high school I had been the quiet student who preferred books over parties and dreams over popularity. She had been everything I wasn't, captain of the debate team, admired by everyone, always surrounded by laughter. I never confessed my feelings because I believed someone like her would never notice someone like me. After graduation we followed different paths. I built a simple life as an engineer in another city, while rumors said she had become successful, traveled the world, and lived the exciting future everyone predicted for her. The reunion was warm but awkward, filled with familiar faces trying to reconnect through stories that time had already softened. She recognized me immediately, and instead of the distant smile I expected, she greeted me with genuine warmth that surprised us both. Hours passed as classmates reminisced about old teachers and forgotten adventures. When someone suggested ending the evening at the town fair like we used to years ago, everyone agreed. The colorful lights, the smell of fresh popcorn, and the music floating through the air made us feel younger than we really were. Before I realized what was happening, we found ourselves standing together in line for the Ferris wheel. The ride began gently, lifting us above the fairgrounds while the town stretched beneath us like a beautiful memory. We laughed about embarrassing school moments and discovered that life had been far less perfect for either of us than appearances suggested. She admitted that success had come with loneliness. Relationships had failed because she spent too much time chasing achievements while forgetting to protect her own heart. I confessed that I had hidden behind work for years, convincing myself that staying busy was easier than risking disappointment. It felt strangely comforting to speak honestly with someone who already knew the younger version of me. Halfway through the ride, everything changed. The Ferris wheel jerked violently before stopping completely. The cheerful music below suddenly felt impossibly far away as our carriage swayed gently in the evening wind. Workers shouted instructions from the ground, promising everyone that the ride would be running again soon, but their voices barely reached us. I noticed her breathing becoming uneven. The confident woman sitting beside me disappeared, replaced by someone fighting overwhelming fear. Later she would tell me she had developed severe anxiety after surviving a frightening accident years earlier, something almost no one knew about. Without warning, instinct took over. She moved closer, then climbed into my lap, holding tightly to me with trembling hands while burying her face against my shoulder. There was nothing romantic about that moment at first. It was simply one frightened human being searching for safety in another. I wrapped my arms around her carefully, speaking as calmly as I could while reminding her to breathe slowly. We watched the horizon together, focusing on the fading sunset instead of the height beneath us. Minute by minute, her breathing steadied. The panic slowly loosened its grip. Suspended between the sky and the earth, we spoke more honestly than we ever had during all the years we knew each other. She confessed that during high school she had noticed me far more often than I realized. She admired my kindness whenever I helped classmates without expecting recognition. She had even hoped I might ask her to prom, but when I never did, she assumed I simply wasn't interested. I admitted that fear had convinced me I wasn't good enough. We both laughed softly at how two people could spend years believing the exact same lie from opposite directions. Eventually the Ferris wheel came back to life. As our carriage slowly descended, neither of us rushed to let go. Something fragile but beautiful had been rebuilt high above the carnival lights, not because of dramatic romance, but because vulnerability had replaced pride. Over the following months we stayed in touch, meeting for coffee, taking long walks, and learning about the lives we had lived apart. There were no fairy tale shortcuts. Trust grew one conversation at a time, strengthened by honesty instead of perfect timing. If this story has touched your heart so far, please support this video by liking it, sharing it with someone who believes in hope, subscribing to Kindness Corner, and telling us in the comments what part of this journey reminded you of your own life. Your support helps more inspiring stories reach people who may need them today. Special request: before this story ends, please leave a comment with the words, "Kindness always wins," if you believe one moment of compassion can change a person's life forever. Looking back now, people sometimes ask us when our love story truly began. They expect us to mention our first date or the day we officially became a couple. But we always smile and think about that quiet evening above the glowing carnival, when a broken Ferris wheel forced two former classmates to stop running from their past. In a world that constantly tells us to appear strong, the greatest gift we can offer another person is a safe place to be afraid. Sometimes love isn't found in grand gestures or perfect plans. Sometimes it begins with open arms, a steady heartbeat, and the simple decision to hold on until someone believes they are safe again.